Hi, I'm Chris from airwindows, and I'm here showing you a new plugin. It is the latest in the series of Purest plugins. These are plugins where I've taken on a new style of coding involving less overprocessing and 80-bit calculations. The idea is to get it in such a way that you lose as little as possible, because I've come to the feeling that all the overprocessing we do, even for valid reasons like trying to get rid of aliasing and stuff, you lose stuff in the resolution area. Now, this is a contentious claim because what we're talking about is doing all the calculations in 80-bit math and then noise shaping it to the output bus. I think there are many people who would tell you that was quite unnecessary. But there's also a lot of people who are finding that these plugins sound really good, so, use your ears. Try the demos, use your ears, see how these things work for you. PurestAir does something very simple. It cranks up the air until you've got a lot of extra high frequencies going on. That's pretty much all this is about. This is nothing but a airband boost, and it is tied to the sample rate. This is not an equalizer that you can just give to a... Actually, this is obnoxious as anything, isn't it? Here's another control called air limit. What this does is it affects this control based by what's going into the air thing. And here, I'll show you something else. This is all cranked out at maximum air boost. And this is what we've got as basically neutral. But you can see maybe, well, I'm not sure if you can see very well off of this microphone, but I can cut it back even further. And when you do that, what you get is a even more attenuated sound. Now, I think the reason that we're not seeing exciting results off of this is I'm using this laptop's microphone input built into the headphones. So this is basically like iPhone style microphone capture. I only did it so that I could affect the recording that I'm actually talking through. And that's not my usual routine. But I've got another thing we can demonstrate with. And that is a recording of some drums recorded through my real converters and things. You can see on the screen here that it's going a lot closer to the Nyquist limit. And you can expect that that will give you more of an effect on the air boost. And sure enough, and then we can also see that when I pull it back, actually let me throw this in here. We can boost, sure, but then we can also cut it back and you can see what it does. If you use this plugin and cut the air boost way back, it will clobber the super highs very effectively. This is the same thing as the old, I think Slew 2 or something like that, but it's built in a controllable kind of way. And we've also got this air limit control, like I said. If you start turning this up, you pull back the control based on how hot the treble is going in there. And that will add a limitation to just how bright you can make it. Like, hear that ride cymbal? It's being limited. If we take the limit away, it sounds like this. The attacks are coming through harder that way. So we'll put it back on. Using this, you can get the boosting of the super crazy high frequencies on a lot of stuff, but sneak in this limit there to cut out the aggressiveness to some extent. It'll be a little less irritating. And of course you can also just pull it back. I mean, air limit is going to trigger off of the input stuff coming in. And it's always going to remove. It's not making it negative, like you can't make it boost at big one. That'd be interesting. But it's set up to dial back the air boost. And here's how we turn it up. PurestAir is set up in a way to it works off of the Nyquist limit. This is a strictly digital plugin. This is not some modeling thing where it's designed to be like some sort of piece of hardware. Instead, what it's doing is it's pulling all the high frequency detail it can using a special digital algorithm and doing nothing else. It does no extraneous color adding, it does no extraneous calculations. It's a very simple routine. So this is meant to be a very, very high resolution air boost. It has exactly the color that you put in, plus a little or a bunch of highs. Like for instance, with this I can take the air limit away, get this back down to around 0, and dial in by ear a little bit of highs and see where that's waking up the sound. That's already a little bit too much, so I pull it back maybe a little bit and get the high frequencies that recording was lacking while changing the color of it very little. Like I can cut the bypass in and out, and you're not hearing a big change in the coloration of the track. It's a very clean thing other than the sound that you're trying to do with it. Here, let's give it a little bit more highs and see how that's going. Yeah, you can see it down here pushing in the frequencies like it's supposed to. And then if you don't have that in the frequencies, then it's not going to do it. PurestAir is very effective at this kind of thing. Like, we're really not getting anything from that using just the raw input. And as soon as I put that in, all of a sudden we're filling it into what could be considered natural. Or I could dial it like this, put in the high frequencies like that, and then have them not be so. I'll dial it back a little bit so it doesn't get unnatural on me. And with this kind of thing, you can get a lot of clarity on things like voices, clarity on things like cymbals or whatever. You could throw it on your entire mix if you wanted. It would be fine. It's got the boost control, which goes to a very high level of boost. And then the limit control is a way of toning it back if the boost is a little excessive. And PurestAir is $50, like the other Purest plugins, or indeed any of my plugins. And I don't know if people are going to love this one. I have a really bad track record as far as guessing these sorts of things. Maybe this is going to be just what everybody wants. I can't guess that sort of stuff, so I just do these things and go with it. PurestAir might be the best airband you can get, depending upon how clean you want the airband actually to be. It's $50, and I hope you like it. Thanks.